Hello everyone, Mario the Pieman here with some more Star Trek Online and the welcome return of Mittens, our KDF agent aboard the IKS Moggy. Um, now, again, her past I suppose, she was the one I originally played through the Klingon campaign with, and she was a witness to Klingon internal scuffle, some battles with the Federation, and then she naffed off for a bit after finishing the Klingon arc. Oh, I also went to hell and fought the Fakiri. Who could forget that bit? But I brought her back because this is kind of the third of the side quests. Now, by this point, you will have seen the Deep Space Nine one run through with Drakara. You'll have seen the Spectres arc run through with Doug. And this is the last one. These are ones that used to be in the mission journal and were taken out of. This one's probably some of the. Now, the devs said they took it out because they weren't quite up to the standard they were used to. You know, a lot of them aren't voiced. They use sort of quite often redone internal maps and that sort of thing. So quite often, you know, so they kind of said they took them out, but and they did a lot of that with a lot of old con. You know, there's missions you can't play anymore from things like the Romulan and the Deep Space Nine, the Cardassian campaigns that you can't play anymore because they were rejigged and the old missions were just removed permanently. These ones were taken out of the main journal, but you can still find them and play them as almost side quests. And I think it's a shame because I actually think they're all good missions, they're all good stories. I believe this was one of the first ones actually released after they kind of finished the main story. And they made up this set of missions. It used to pop in just after the Deep Space Nine ones, so I kind of took this as a bit of a start of the end game. But what we have here is this race called the Defiri. We did run into them, I think, during the peace conference section of the Deep Space Nine mission. So we're now going to go and visit Ambassador Sura. So he's turned up and said, "Honourable servant to the Empire, I need you to undertake what could be a rather unusual mission. I understand that diplomacy can be seen a task unworthy of a warrior in the Klingon Empire, but I sincerely believe that you are the best person to ask. Your High Council has agreed to send a representative to Defra for formal diplomatic discussions. You will be the representative. Problem with Defera. I shouldn't say Defra, that's the Department of Farming and Rural Affairs. Defera. And the Defiri missions, not the Defri missions. We have been friends to the Empire since the time of Emperor Sompek. We are happy to assist in his fleet in time of need, and we've been most gratified by your loyalty over the years since then. Go to the Defera system, you'll be given more instructions there. I'm here, Sura, and thank you, this means more to us than you realise." So, now if you actually look, you can... Chancellor Jumpok says they once aided a fleet of ships. The Deferi ambassador has asked to meet with the representatives of the Empire and discuss terms. Starfleet has been spotted in the sector, keep an eye on the Federation. So he's kind of saying this is going on. So we'll begin cold call. All the episodes, because this also involves the Breen. Spoilers. And so all the episodes have cold puns in the title, so you've got that to look forward to. So Chigren's here saying, "We have arrived at the Defera system, sir. Firing Sander Stenster sweeps now. Some of this debris is only days old, but there have been no reports for the Deferi of accidents or combat in the area. I don't like the look of this. I recommend we proceed with caution." The Jessica is standing by for approach to Defera, sir. Shall we begin our escort? So we've got to... And there's Ambassador Sura saying, "Honoured ally, it's great to meet you. We appreciate the Emperor's willingness to meet others in these trying times." So... what we have to do is escort that ship there, the Jessica. Don't bump into anything. It flies just significantly slower than your full impulse, but just a little faster than your maximum impulse speed. I'm slowing it down a bit more by putting a bit more power into the weapons because I hadn't realised I wasn't there. So you kind of end up bunny hopping it a little. I know, fascinating stuff, an escort mission. Right, just mind going under, are we? Ganspear, we're picking up an approaching warp signature. Attempting to identify it now. Yep, there's a ship. That looks Breen to me. Well, we scan the warp signature. Not enough here to get a lock on the warp trail, Captain. Ship's using jamming technology. Damn it. Well, at least it just stopped for a look. Let's get back on with this hugely exciting, slow run up to... I mean, it's a very pretty area, you know, lots of debris, a ringed planet. You know, they've really pushed the boat out to make this an interesting bit of space, but, yeah. Not the most fascinating. Well, escort missions are never the best. I'm just giving you some beauty shots, that's all I can do. You might not have noticed, I already know there's not going to be any combat here because I've not deployed the fighters in this ship. If you remember, Mitten's cruiser has some fighters. Oh, I think we're here, judging by the fact that the mission's showing completed. So, Defiri Space Securities, come on. Greetings, Jessica, escort ship Moggy. We are required to identify your credentials to verify you are in fact the correct ship prior to granting you access to Defera. Please submit to a scan. Understood. Do you require assistance? No assistance is required at this time, Moggy. Thank you for your cooperation. Our scans are complete. Please provide us with your clearance code before you establish orbit around Defera. Our Defera access code is 946W2QOS. And Ambassador Sura has come on and said, thanks for your protection escort. Your readiness to aid us against potential enemies is the mark of honour. Perhaps later we'll be able to learn more about that strange ship, the Breen one. For now, let us discuss the possibility of mutual protection and assistance between our peoples. My attaché will send you the planetary coordinates for transport. These coordinates will take you to one of our famous historical parks and preservation sites. I trust that you'll find Defera impressive when you're ready to talk. Please meet me on the steps of the historic tower. It will be across the park, past the monument when you arrive. Cool, so we've got the coordinates, so let's beam down and go and look at this historic tower. That is quite impressive if we have a look. That's an impressive historic tower, park, monument, very busy. Let's go and... I think that's the monument there, and there's the tower, yeah, sort of a free-floating moving monument. I am impressed. Come on, let's pick up the pace here, guys. Oh, sorry, excuse me, important business. Gotta go and speak to the ambassador, he's waiting on the steps there. Here he is, Ambassador Sura. So he said, welcome to Defera, honoured visitor. The site is the oldest continually inhabited site in my world. As such, we find it to be the ideal place to welcome visitors. So I'm going to ask him about the Deferi. He said, we have an old culture steeped in tradition and respect for all beings. The makers taught us the concept of balance, we strive for it in all things. It's hard for me not to think of them in the neutrals from Futurama now. For more than a century we remained neutral in our dealings with other worlds. For where there's balance, there is also truth. We are now looking to expand. Our population is growing to a point where it will put a strain on our world's resources. To correct this imbalance, a portion of our people have volunteered to seek a new home among the stars. This, of course, has put us into greater contact with beings such as yourselves, and we welcome new ideas, new technology have to offer. Perhaps by looking inward for so long, we've become out of balance with the galaxy. We look forward to help in correcting this. So the ruins to the east of here. They believe the ruins are a site used by the preservers because we have located several artifacts that appear to correspond with their technology. Although we do not know for certain, it's our belief that the Deferi were once a race seeded through the quadrant by the preservers. They, like us, revered balance and saw life as sacred. They went to great lengths to preserve all life. More about the balance. Everything must be in balance. When one side is dominant, the other inequality breeds resentment. Resentment leads to hatred and misunderstanding. In our world there is equity in everything. All major decisions made by the populace, a small group of leaders will not have power over the whole. Persons in what could be deemed leadership positions like myself serve at the pleasure of our people. If we abuse our positions, there will be imbalance, we will be removed. More about the Preservers. Preservers were an ancient race that died out eons ago. You might have seen them in the Paradise Syndrome episode of Star Trek. but made a great impact in the galaxy in their time. The preservers would transplant members of races that were threatened by extinction to worlds where they could thrive. The planet Amarin was settled by them, and they brought the ancient Terrans there to create a new community in the Paradise Syndrome. For many years, scientists theorised that the preservers were responsible for the threat of humanoids across the galaxy. Now we know that they not only transplanted communities but created them. They believed that they were alone in the galaxy in the hopes of creating an ecosystem of races like themselves. They seeded their genetic material on other planets. In this way they gave their children the companions that they never had. Kath's just come in. He's one of my officers. Sir, sensors from the Moggy are picking up a Breen transporter signature. Your crew is prepared for battle and await your commands. Oh. Dahar Master Fluffed, watch out! Some Breen have just turned up. Oh. So, I've just been frozen. Now, it is a bit of a thing. The Breen never actually used cold power, they just had frozen suits. But they have kind of made them ice themed. So what we now have to do, I'll finish this guy and hopefully Thrak will resurrect everyone. So I guess we... Oh, help, okay, fine. I'll stop my own crew being dead, but you all walked into like a cold beam. So, let us go and deal with the Breen that are cluttering up the place. Luckily these people are still, you know, there's crowds of angry Breen around the place, and these people are just, yeah, I know, but I'm off to the shops. Sorry. Do I have a turret I can deploy? Yes, I do. Let's do that. That guy is walking through a firefight there. Seriously, these guys have no sense of self-preservation. So, yeah. You'll tend to find you get some... The bioengineer deploys what do we call it? Healing pod. Yeah, I'm sure you are busy, but I am kind of in the middle of a firefight here. You as well. Oh, good, you're carrying on. Right. The next lot. Oh, there, in the park. Right. Ice bomb. I should have checked to see if we've got any better weapons, but nonetheless, here we are. Oh, it's because we usually been... I remember why. I'm still trying to build up my hand-to-hand kills. Well, let's go and stick a batleth in a couple of guys. I was thinking my ranged weapon was a bit weak. But I remember now. I remember. Oh, someone planning dinner. Eat batleth. So it can be frustrating when you've got an enemy who doesn't really like melee combat, because what they'll end up doing is constantly backing away from you. I got rid of them. One last lot in the city. Come on. Not much is it? Pure closing with them is actually seeming to be a bit more effective than me weakly attacking them with plasma beams. There. Right, so that's all the ones in the city. Now I've got to deal with the ones in the ruins. Come on everyone, let's go explore the ruins and take out some Breen while we're here. Not Bream, not the fish. Breen, the cold guys who look a bit like Bush from Star Wars. Ah! I wish they would throw grenades at me while I'm close range. There was a whole other guy there you could have... And there's the last ones. Yeah, near some sort of preserver thingy. Nearly got him. If you see what I mean about trying to do close combat with someone who doesn't want it, is that they do tend to keep running away from you. Oh, we've got an incoming transmission. The minute the red alert clears. Oh, so it's thought when. Klingons, your empire desires war, and we shall oblige. We will wrest the preserver secrets from this place, and we will destroy anyone who attempts to stop us. Boss fight! Yeah, I know there is. Oh, he's got a charged attack. Standing frozen. Shouldn't have synced. Might get a copyright strike. Right, I've last seen that frozen effect in the winter event. He's still here. Like the guy, hoping I hadn't noticed. So, Ambassador Sir's got back. Obviously it's not safe for me to remain here given the threat of further attacks. Well, what now? I'll return to the Jessica for now, honoured ally. I believe will be best use there. Kath's just appeared. That's not Kath, that's not what it looked like last time. My weird Klingon with the hairs on his forehead. Their ship's working in. We need you and the away team back on the ship. Prepare for an emergency transport, so we will beam up. So as you can there, Sir Breen are attacking the Jessica. We must move in to defend them from the Breen dogs. I agree, and I will now launch the actual fighters, which I didn't do last time. So, they have a bad habit of using the tractor beams on you. They're quite frustrating. Got to deal with their frigates first. And then I will move on to, well, then other ships will come in. Unfortunately they're targeting the Jessica at the moment, so I can move with a bit of impunity. Yeah, this is the frustrating thing when they catch you. Particularly if you're in a softer ship, tractor beams do actually sting quite badly. Yep, so more frigates have come in. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. We will turn. This is not the fastest ship by any stretch. Again, this is where you do sometimes have to try and make sure that you do keep your damaged shields away from the opponents. Although I don't really have a good shield at the moment, so... I will do my best, like I say. A few of these, and I think we escalate to some bigger ships. And that's kind of foolish, because they have more or less tractored me into the place where I can deploy the most damage. What can get frustrating here is particularly if you're using something like an escort, and they start sequencing, so you get like one tractor straight after another. You know, this is quite often sometimes when the opponents do stuff, it ceases to be fun. So, you've got to watch this one. This one has the transphasic cluster torpedo. Is it trying to launch fighters there? Hopefully my fighters should actually protect me from it, but it's one to watch out for. It's not actually a bad weapon, I quite like it. Not always appropriate, but you do get it eventually in the game. I've got a few counters to it, so I'm not too worried. Yes, that has deployed some fighters. I actually bring these guys into protection mode. So what they'll do is they'll start intercept mode. Fighters should then start taking on the Breen fighters because they can pick away at you. So that is something to watch out for when you've got those. Like I say, with intercept mode on, my fighters should prioritise incoming projectiles or fighters. So it should kind of give a bit of a screen. Just make sure keeping the hull up. So, Chagrin said the Breen have no honour but they're cunning, so if they're attacking a race at the Defiri, there may be more going on that's readily apparent. We shall have many stories to tell when we return to Konos. Not every crew can say they defeated the Breen in battle. We're being hailed by the Jessica. Reaching the message to the main view screen now. So, Jessica captains, thank you for the assists. We took some damage, but it's nothing a few days in space dock won't fix. You do your Empire honour by assisting us. And Sura's here saying, honoured ally, I've not been completely honest with you. My actions are out of balance with the universe. I apologise for my secrecy, but my people felt it was the best course of action. Many years ago, in the time of Emperor Sompek, we assisted a yeah, I know you assisted a Klingon fleet that was heavily damaged in an attempt to explore the Badlands. We helped them repair their ships and heal their wounded. In exchange, the Emperor, in his wisdom, told us that whoever had needed the Empire's assistance, all we needed to do was ask. We're asking now, honoured soldier of the Empire. The Breen are attacking our ships and colonies. Hundreds have already died, and I fear that more lives will be lost unless we have your assistance. My people face destruction. I cannot believe that the balance of the universe requires us to die. I must see to the safety of my people now, but please contact me after you have left Deferi space. I can only hope that your efforts will tip the balance in our favour. So, there you go. And I think, yeah, the leave have completed. Yeah, the leave mission tag doesn't quite work on this mission, but say old missions could have been abandoned, so don't expect any updates. So yeah, that was mission 1. We'll probably get an update from Ambassador Sura. So he said, you're a friend of the Defiri. We'll speak again. It's my fondest hope that you'll be able to repair the balance and rescue my people from the Breen. We actually got a Breen set of kit as well. So, there is a daily mission you can do, but we will get the briefing for out in the cold. So out in the cold, Sura again, we have lost contact with 2 transports en route to our outer colonies. There were more than 400 Deferi in these vessels, and with the rising threat from the Breen, I fear the worst. Their locations are near VZA 4001, and I suggest that you start your search there. The Breen have no compunction against attacking civilian ships. We seek peace with the Breen, as we do all beings, but they answer offer friendship with death and destruction. Find our ships. If any survivors, bring them home safely. Okay. And actually, if you look at Chancellor Jimpok, we can say we've repulsed a Breen attack in this sector, and he's talking about we should have destroyed the Breen at the Dominion War. Now it seems we lost a second chance. The inferior honour, but they are weak. They require our protection. Show them the benefits of being sheltered under the wings of our empire. The Breen are probably looking for slaves to work their mines and serve in their starships. It's inconceivable that Deferi could serve anyone but the empire. Teach the Breen the error of their ways. There you go. So I do quite like you can get this kind of input from that as well. So yeah, not the best. This is probably the shakiest of the three, but I think it's actually still quite a fun set of missions. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please like and subscribe. If you want to comment, the comments section's there, or there is me on Blue Sky's probably your best place at Pieman70, or you might be able to get me on Mastodon at Pieman70 at Mistodon Social. Other than that, thanks again for watching. There is other Star Trek Online as well as some other games, and I'm hopefully going to get some other games going soon as well to just vary up the channel a bit. But for now, I hope to join me for the next episode where we see what else happens with both Drakara and Mittens. But until that time, bye for now.